Welcome to CTV News Trendline with Michael Stittle and Nick Nanos.
Nick, we've had a cost of living crisis simmering in Canada for a while now, and I'm wondering how Canadians feel about the economic future.
Not that great, Michael. You know, people are much more likely to think that the economy will be weaker than stronger in the next 6 months. But when we look at the trend line, we have a trend line with Bloomberg News where we track every week consumer confidence. It's been tepid, or why don't we just call it maybe a limp handshake? Anyways, it hasn't been that great over the last while, just marginally positive. What we're seeing now in the last number of weeks is consumer confidence start a negative trajectory. That's bad news because the Bloomberg tracking shows us where GDP will be in 3, 4, 5 months. This suggests that the fall will probably be flat economically, but we actually might see a downturn of some sort, hopefully mild, in the new year in 2024. Not good for Canadians because when we ask Canadians whether their finances are better or worse off compared to a year ago, those numbers are also eroding. An increasing number of Canadians are reporting that their personal finances are worse off.
Of course, the Bank of Canada has been raising interest rates to try and keep inflation down, and that's causing some heartache for a lot of Canadians struggling to pay their bills at the grocery store. And all of this puts tremendous pressure on the federal government. How do you think this is playing out in terms of potential election trigger?
Well, you know, the thing is what we've seen in the last few days is Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said maybe he should have moved a little faster on housing. But the reality is the federal government's not responsible for housing. Provinces and municipalities are really in the driver's seat. I think what Canadians want is some type of solution. They want the federal government, provincial government, municipal governments to work together to create more affordable housing so that, you know, people can have a chance to own a home if they decide that they want to own a home. I think this is going to be one of the key battlegrounds. And if you remember, Michael, in the last federal election, homelessness and housing kind of peaked up a little bit in mid-campaign. I think this is going to be more of a focus because, you know what, even if you don't have a mortgage and you're a retired person, you know, you still have to pay for housing. You're probably worried about your kids and grandkids being able to afford housing and being able to pay the bills. So this really cuts across all generations.